Next paragraph. As the years rolled by, we saw less of each other. For some time, she continued to wake me up and get me ready for school. Now, in the village, the grandmother had the habit of waking up the author, right? So, here, what does the author say is in the initial, when they moved to the city, in the beginning, the grandmother used to wake up the author and get him ready for school. And when I came back, she would ask me what the teacher had taught me. So when the author returns from school, the grandmother would inquire the author what did the teacher taught him. And what will the author say? The author would say something like this. I would tell her English words and little things of Western science and learning, the law of gravity, Archimedes' principle, the world being round, etc. This made her unhappy. She could not help me with my lessons. So when the grandmother used to inquire the author what he has been taught in the school, the author used to say that he was taught some English words, some things of Western science, Archimedes' principle, law of gravity, world being round. So this was the reply the author used to give to his grandmother when she inquired him what he was being taught in the school, and this made her unhappy. The reason being is she was not able to understand what he was trying to tell, and this made her unhappy. Let's continue. She could not help me with my lessons. She did not believe in the things they taught at the English school and was distressed that there was no teaching about God and the scriptures. So, what these lines are trying to say? The lines are saying that the grandmother was unhappy because she could not help her grandson in his lessons. And she did not believe the things that was being taught in the English school. And when she finds out that God and scriptures were not being taught in the English school, she really felt distressed about it. So that's what we see in these lines. And this made the grandmother very distressed, right? Very, you can also say it made her also unhappy. One day, I announced that we were being given music lessons. She said nothing, but her silence meant disapproval. She rarely talked to me after that. So one day, the author announced to his grandmother that the school is giving music lessons. The grandmother listened to him but did not respond. She remained silent, and her silence showed her disapproval. And the author mentions that after that, she rarely talked to him. So, what do we see in this paragraph? We see that the author is trying to mention that the communication gap between his grandmother and him slowly widened. He says that when they moved into the city, the grandmother initially used to wake him up for school, and she used to inquire him about what is being taught in the school. And the author also would reply what has been taught to him in the school. But the grandmother was not able to understand about his lessons, and she felt unhappy that she could not help her grandson in his lessons. And when she finds out that God and scriptures are not being taught in the English school, it made her very distressed. And one day, the author told his grandmother about the music lessons being taught in his school. The grandmother did not reply to him. She remained silent. And her silence showed a disapproval. And the author mentions that after that, the grandmother rarely talked to him. So that's what we see in this paragraph.